I want to speak to you from the heart. Would you allow me that? Before I do, I'd like to share just a few announcements. First, we are meeting this evening, but it'll be a different kind of a meeting. It's on Zoom. It will be a time of praise, of thanksgiving. And I will not be sharing my thanks. I'll be doing that in a few moments with this video devotional. But please make every effort to be present. That's at 7:30. There'll be music, there'll be thanksgiving, and just a time of praise for God's faithfulness throughout the year 2020. And then recommending ourselves to Him, to His grace, to His safekeeping for the year 2021. So I'm hoping to see you there this evening. And we're going to start off the year by praying, by seeking the Lord. We do this customarily every year. This time we'll be on Zoom, of course. We're going to start on Tuesday, January 5th in the morning at 10 a.m. We typically have prayer, so we're going to meet for prayer. And then every evening from Wednesday to Friday at 7:30. So keep those dates in mind. January 5th, Tuesday, and then the 6th, the 7th, and the 8th, Wednesday to Friday at 7:30. Um, I've been saying it over and over. For the women, there's a special course happening, and I'm hoping that all the women of LCF will be joining us for this. This starts on Thursday, January 14th at 7:30. And basically, it's on what is Reformed theology. There are so many questions surrounding Reformed theology. And I look forward to sharing what the Lord has impressed upon my heart, the lessons I've learned, and how Reformed theology has blessed me, and also my struggles in coming to the final uh, stretch when I embraced Reformed theology with all my heart. So I'm hoping that you will join us, ladies. A membership course. I'm urging everyone who's a part of LCF to become a member, full-fledged member. We don't want anyone to be just loosely connected to LCF. And so there's still several out there that just they make LCF their home church, but they're not full members. And so I'm encouraging you to become full members. There'll be a membership course throughout the month of February, every Saturday before the gathering. Just a 1 hour session, 4 times. And if you want to be part of that session, I encourage you, just send in an email and we'll sign you up. And it'll be given by Andrew, and it'll be a blessing. So every one of you that still is not a member, I'm encouraging you, please, to sign up for this special course on membership. So, last Sunday, or Saturday rather, no, rather, sorry, last Friday, Christmas Day, I shared how we're about $20,000 in the short, for the year in the red. And I said, look, depending on what will happen since then, I'm not sure what happened. This evening, I hope to share with you where we are financially. Um, if there has been any change since then. So if you join in this evening, you'll get to know more. So let me share with you from my heart um, my gratitude to the Lord. So first, I want to thank God for every one of you. I mean, some of you have seen more regularly because you've come out on weekends, and others I've just been in contact over the phone. And some of you haven't seen it all, or haven't been able to contact at all. And I hope that we could see each other. I remember when I realized that this COVID-19 season was going to last much longer than what I had anticipated, than what I had hoped for, really. I began to become fearful. And I said, Lord, so many people are just going to fall through the cracks. And how we're going to handle this, how we're going to help these people. Some of them are going to be depressed. Some of them are going to be lonely. Some of them are just going to hide themselves in their homes. They're going to lock themselves in. And but the Lord gave us grace. So I want to thank each one of you who's been committed throughout this year, serving and just being there, being available to either make calls, to write cards, and just there with your prayers. The prayer team and every one of you who's been involved in prayer, you made a difference. You've sustained not only those who serve, such as myself, but every aspect of the ministry. And so I thank God, first of all, for those of you who've been praying and just been faithfully serving. When I think of those who come week after week, on the for the gatherings. For the two gatherings we have back to back, and they're there cleaning, um, ushering, sound, and videotaping, and music, and every other aspect. We have close to 10, between 10 to 15 people serving in various capacities. And it's just remarkable. And then throughout the week, people that make themselves available. And it's just wonderful to know that God has been doing this, all this, using you, that the work of the Lord is not dependent on one man or two men or whatever. It's really, it's dependent on His grace as it flows through the members of the body. And it's just wonderful to witness this and to see the enthusiasm and the dedication and the sacrifice. And I want to thank God for each one of you. We're grateful to God at how easily we transition. You know, I was very, very um, hesitant to do anything online. I believe the church needs to shine out in the public and not seek attention by going on. We're not into selfies, basically. We're not into making people see us and platform ourselves or our ministry. That's not why we're online. We're online because this is the way we're ministering to the body that is linked to Laval Christian Fellowship, that is part of the Laval Christian Fellowship ministry. So that's why we're online. And so, of course, this has allowed others who are not part of LCF to also benefit from the LCF ministry, especially the word that is being preached on a weekly basis. But I've always been hesitant. But we somehow, this COVID season has pushed us to go more online. And thanks to different people, Anna especially, and we were able to just go without much, um, much struggle online, and we're able to bless others, and we're really grateful to God for this opportunity. I struggled with it at first because, like I said, I'm not an online kind of person, but the Lord has blessed us and used us in this way. We're grateful to God for that. So thank God for this opportunity. I also want to thank the men and women who have been mentored throughout this year. I mean, we thought how we're going to be mentoring, on Zoom. How do I do that? But if we were able to carry out the mentoring program for men and for women. And even though it was not in person, we thank God for that as well. And we're just delighted to see the growth that has taken place in several of those who are part of the mentorship programs. And we're blessing the Lord for what the wonderful things that He's doing. And I want to thank God for also different ministries that took place throughout the week. For example, not only the home groups, which of course that kept going. We had the Wednesday prayer, we had the Tuesday morning prayer, we had staff meetings, we had all kinds of meetings going on. The weekly devotionals, video devotionals. I thank God for the feedback I would get, and just that showed me that, okay, just keep going, John. The discipleship groups, the youth group, the ministries such as the Samaritan's Purse, and dedication of those involved there, and also for the fact that everyone was serving with enthusiasm. It wasn't There wasn't drudgery. There wasn't, oh, we have to do this. It was just, we're excited to do this. We're happy to be serving. And while we were hearing about several churches that were sadly had to bring to a halt to their ministry for whatever reason, we were praying for them. But God was fueling us. God was energizing us, and we've had some people who caught COVID, but they never, surprisingly, never came to church, because had they been in church, they would have had to say to everybody, rather to the um, officials, they would have had to report that they were in church on Saturday. But they always caught it before they were able to come to church, which is great. The Lord spared us from having to um, be exposed to people with COVID. And yet the Lord helped these individuals and they recovered. Now, personally, I had my brother who passed away from COVID while he was in the CHSLD. And and I've shared that about that, and I don't want to go into that. But the Lord also blessed the church in helping those who would go through COVID, either through prayer, providing food, meals, and whatnot, and just phone calls. And I myself was also the benefit of that, and benefited rather from their kindness, and as well as the others. So we're grateful to God for all that. And then lastly, I want to thank God for the way the Lord has been providing financially. Like I said last Friday, I mentioned that we're about $20,000 short because the board decided to keep their missions obligations and to help those in need. Um, and I don't know if things have changed since then. I'll find out sometime throughout the day, and I'll be sharing that this evening. Unless if Gabby comes, he can share it himself. And I do hope Gabby will join. Gabby, I don't want to put you on the spot, but um, it's just remarkable the way we were able to help those in need, and then make ourselves available that way, and help also those in the mission field. And for all of you who've given sacrificially, for all of you who've given faithfully, I want to thank God for each one of you. And those of you who are not able to give, but you prayed that the Lord would provide, and I want to thank God for you as well. So we're grateful to God for His provision. It's always God who provides. God's work done God's way, said Hudson Taylor, will never lack God's supply. And throughout this season, when things were so unusual that we didn't know how things were going to turn out, God has shown that He is more than faithful. I mean, we never expected this, and we don't know how things will turn out in 2021, but we trust Him. And as that song says, Jesus, Jesus, how I trust Him, how I've proved Him over and over. And that is true. We've proved Him over and over, and He has shown Himself to be faithful. What a wonderful God we serve. Hope to see you this evening, beloved. Let's not miss 7:30, our year-end gathering. That will be the last time we'll meet for the year. I'll be with you.